Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Hello, I'm Kelly Joe. If you've never seen me before, never watched a video, Sunshine Joe 420 here on YouTube. Where are you watching this? Kelly Joe Monahan pretty much everywhere else. How are you guys? So I am bringing you guys a full moon video. This full moon is so exciting. There's so much to talk about. It is something to really look forward to, and I am all about bringing the astrology 101, bringing it in a format where it's understandable, it doesn't sound like a foreign language, and you can really take what I'm saying and use it in your life. So let's fucking get to it. All right, so we are having a full moon on Friday, March 18th. I am filming this on the 17th. I did have one already filmed, but it just like, it wasn't it. So I'm refilming, and this is going to be what needs to be received. So, like, comment, subscribe, share. Please tell me you're watching this. Please comment. Please tell me what you think. It really, it lights me up. It lights me the fuck up to hear that you guys are really receiving what I'm putting out there. So thank you everyone for watching, and let's go. Okay, so we're having a full moon in Virgo. If you're a Virgo, drop it in the comments. Tell me your birthday. I have two Virgos in my house, Jade and Jacob. So I have a boy and a girl, which is really fun. So Virgo, small breakdown. Virgo is the sign that is just very analytical. It is very detail oriented. It really sees the inside out. Like one of my books that I was reading was like, if you have a stain on your shirt, a Virgo is going to be somebody who calls it out. Not in a bad way. They just really have very high standards. They're very observant. And when they say these things, sometimes it is taken in like a perfectionism or a demeaning way. And that's not what they're trying to do. They're working for the collective. They are the sign of feminine, wild feminine energy, which is so beautiful. We'll talk about that a little bit more. But full moons, again, are the time for releasing and reflecting. The moon is the biggest. It is reflecting the most off the sun. It is the masculine of the darkness of the moon reflecting off of the feminine of the sun. And it is allowing us to see these illuminations in our life. And sometimes, y'all, we don't like to see them, especially with this Virgo energy, because Virgo holds themselves to very high standards and also everyone around them. And that is a Virgo's biggest lesson that needs to be learned in life is all around perfectionism. I have written down here that Virgo rules the tools and techniques that we need to handle day-to-day life. It's us for them. Now, we are still in Pisces season. When I release this video, it's going to be the 17th or the 18th, whenever it comes out. And the first day of spring is March 20th. That is the spring equinox. And then on March 21st, we have Aries season beginning. So it's the last few days of Pisces dreamy season. Now, I talked about this in my last new moon video, but this is the last full moon, you guys, of winter. This is a worm moon, and that really just means that the worms are coming out of the ground, which if you can like get past that, think about, so what I read and what really like resonated with me is like the songbirds, the birds that we hear chirping in the morning that just like light me up. I just love to hear that. Spring in the Midwest is unlike anything freaking else. Like, we are hibernating little bears coming out, and we just love the sun. We love to feel it on our skin, and the birds are chirping and the squirrels are flapping around, and it's just so cute. And without the worms, the birds would not have anything to eat. And it is the time where we are rebirthing. This is the new year of the zodiac calendar. Aries is the very first sign. This is the new year. Think about December 31st and January 1st. That is what this is right now in astrological zodiac terms. And it makes sense because of the springtime, and it's not in the dead of winter, and we're not all seasonally depressed. And I'm laughing, but that is very, very serious. I talked about this again in one of my videos, is that we as humans were taught to think that after going through these holidays of Thanksgiving and Christmas, that is so wearing on our mental health, on our mental spirit. And seasonal depression is real. Holiday stress is real. Emotional trauma is real. Seasonal change is real. And just as the moon transits through all of these months, so do we. Without even having to like think about doing it. It's just what we do. We are creatures of change. We are ever evolving, ever doing things that are either setting us up for what we want or keeping us where we're at. And that is where it is so important in these times. If you're having something from the past continue to come into your life, or feelings, or a relationship, an ex, a partnership, a friendship, sometimes, y'all, intentions change. And sometimes the intentions have been the same forever, but you're just smart enough now to see them. Sit with that for a second. Okay? Intentions change. People change. Seasons change. And if you are continuing to go through something, to see something, that does not mean your lesson was not learned. That means that there's a different perspective to be shed on this situation. We are always in constant fight or flight mode. Fight or flight, fight or flight. And I encourage you to have a moment in your life that's instead of fight or instead of flight, it's just sit. Just sit. I know, especially for Virgo energy, it's not what we want to do. But we have the sun in Pisces, and Pisces is what rules the tools that we need to operate and manage our spiritual realm, our dreamy self. So we have Virgo, the moon, which is all about the tools and the technicalities. And then we have Pisces, which is all about the spirituality and the dreamy. And these worlds are hitting each other hard. If you have felt emotional uphill, it might not even be with you, it might be with people that you love, people that you see yourself in, and allow yourself to feel chaos. Allow yourself to feel transformation. We so often think that when we're going through transformation, it does not feel good. Transformation and growth and spiritual level upping and shadow work, that shit does not feel good. Nobody in their right mind wants to dig up those things inside of us, sometimes that we know we have, and sometimes that we don't know we have, and to sit with them and to have lunch. No, that sounds utterly insane. But until we are able to sit with ourselves, but get outside of ourselves, we're not running from what it was. We are what it is. Oof, oof. Have peace while being in pieces. When have you ever been encouraged to do that? When have you ever been encouraged to sit in the pieces of your season and sit with them and talk with them for a little while and learn from them? We're not taught to do that. We're not taught, because that's feminine energy. Feminine energy is trusting yourself, knowing you have an instinct, knowing greater good. That's the Pisces energy. And us Virgos, we just want to do, we want to work, we want to go. And as much as it is go time, we cannot do everything while trying to, or we cannot do anything while trying to do everything. We just can't. We just freaking can't. And we are told all year long, even in the winter, even when it's cold, even when our bodies are just telling us to rest, we're still told to make resolutions, change your life, go to the gym, do all these things. And we don't fucking want to, but we're allowing ourselves to feel bad about it. And I am encouraging you to throw all of that away and embrace the new season, the new year that is about to happen. Bah, 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 bah. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Okay. I'm just looking down at my notes here. Let's see. I have transformation isn't running from yourself. It's sitting with yourself now. The present is perfect. The present is perfect. I know that that's really hard for us to understand, even me in the season that I'm in. My season right now is not perfect. My present is not perfect. Let me fucking tell you. But every single day I wake up with a grateful heart. Every single night I go to sleep with a list. I put myself to sleep with a list of blessings. I count my blessings with gratitude, knowing that they're going to flourish, knowing that I have been watering seeds and maintaining a ground for the most beautiful fruit trees. And let me tell you, what's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree? I read this on Facebook, so some of you might know this. The last thing that grows on the fruit tree is fruit. So many of us live our lives as beautiful Florida navel orange beech trees, okay? And we're cutting ourselves down and checking the roots and analyzing our bark and before we're even allowing ourselves to grow the fruit. Allow yourself to grow. Allow yourself to grow. Stop picking up the seed and digging up the seed every 2 weeks to tell the seed it's not doing a good enough fucking job and that you're disappointed in it and that it's not doing enough and that you're lacking and that it needs to do this. And literally you're filling this seed with just such lack and negativeness, and then you're planting it again and you're not watering it again until the next time you pull it up to tell it what it's not doing. I don't know about you, but that sounds like bullshit. It sounds like bullshit. We have to, Virgo, we have to release the expectation. We have to release the idea of perfectionism. There is no such thing as perfect. The only thing that is perfect, I don't know, I would say like the trees and the flowers and like nature in the world, like stuff like that is perfect. But us as living humans, I don't really know if there's ever anything that we can do to like be perfect. We can be in our highest alignment, but sometimes we get working in a very great alignment, and then that masculine energy takes over and tells us not to feel, to only work, to only do, to only do, to only work, to only do, to only work. You are not worthy unless you are producing. That is a very masculine thing. Or vice versa. We allow the feminine energy to take over, and then we're so emotional, we're so worried, we're fretting over nothing, we're creating such doubt in our life. And I just encourage you to allow both of those, to do what it needs to do. You are both. You are feminine and you are masculine, and you have the tools to do both and to be the master of both things, the sun and the moon, the darkness and the light. The second you stop being afraid of your darkness, or the second you stop dimming your shine, is the true second that you embrace everything that you are and you allow yourself to really do what you need to do in life. So important. So important. Thank you, universe. You have to release the expectation and the perfectionism, and you have to make room for the blessing of the bigger picture. You do not have to do anything to be worthy of being. I'm going to say that one more time. You do not have to do anything to be worthy of being. Just you being is a blessing. We are so lucky to have you here. We are so thankful to have you here. For the greater collective, I can't wait to see what your tools and what your dreams and what you're going to bring to the table. I'm so glad you're here. All of us. And how great is that? And I know that there is so much going on in the outside world right now. I really try not to focus on that because I just feel like I'm only a drop in the ocean. Okay, here's a perfect example of this. I really felt this when I went to Sedona. If you've ever been in Sedona, drop a mountain in the comments. You know what I'm talking about. Anywhere in the mountains. And it was like, Sedona is obviously a very spiritual place. We're not going to get into that. But I just had so many instances where I was just driving in the car, or we were sitting at lunch, or whatever we were doing. And it was like, I felt so small, but so protected, so needed, so loved, so seen, so being. And it's like, I'm so tiny and I'm looking at this mountain and I'm looking at this magnificent beauty that was created by the same God in person, whatever you believe, that created me. Wow. Like it really allows you to be with yourself, but outside yourself. You are everything, but you are nothing. Ooh, that's deep. That, let me know if that, if that resonates with you. Ooh, okay, so I have protect your energy and your space. You are protected. When you are going through these seasons of the moons and going through these transformations, and when you like the song like dust on the bottle, it's a country song, okay, if you know you know, but it talks about there being dust on the bottle. It gets better with time. The second you stir up some dust in your soul, some of that trauma, some of that darkness, and you're doing the work and you're doing the work, and then all of a sudden the light hits that spot. And that dust has not seen light in X amount of years, right? The first thing we want to do is close the door. Just close the door. But we have to know that we have to deal with that stuff. We have to be the conqueror of all things, of all experiences, of all depths, of all things. Us, we are the conqueror. Period. You are protected. If you are feeling unsafe, if you are feeling worried, and that's in a bigger picture, in a smaller picture, whatever it is, call in your angels. Call in your protective force. They're there and waiting. I remember learning when I was at church back in the day that when you call in your angels, they come woof, like a flood. Oh, I just got goosebumps. They're waiting for you to tell them what to do. And if you're feeling unsafe, that's either a fear of the unknown coming into your life, or that's a learned behavior creeping its way back in. Being emotional is not okay. Being this is not okay. Showing this is weakness. And then you start feeling and doing those things, and these learned behaviors start making you feel like shit. And we have to take control of that, because the darkness is not something that's ever going away. If you want to take away darkness, you have to take away lightness. And that's a fucking not a world, okay? Just not there. That's just not where we're going to be. You are protected, and your energy and your space is protected. Gratitude for the learned behavior, trauma, old relationship is key to the highest realm of feminine energy. Feminine energy, wild goddess self. You are protected. Call in on your angels. Learn the lesson and trust in yourself. Trust is a very feminine energy characteristic. Trust in your divine. Trust that you are peaceful. Trust that you are powerful. Trust that you are loved. Trust that you are connected. Trust that you are worthy. Trust that you are powerful. Trust that you are in control. Trust that you have peace in the pieces. No matter what. No matter fucking what. Whew. Thank you so much. I hope this is resonating with you. If you've still lasted with me, I appreciate you so much. We're almost done. Okay, so one thing I also just want to talk about is, again, the spring. You guys, it's spring. New growth, new journey. It is time to bloom again. It is time to grow again. The dark days are over. Isn't that a song? The dark days are over. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. It's 11:11. Woo! The dark days are over, and we have to leave the darkness in the darkness, because so many of us are asking for salvation or freedom or perspective or light or guidance or answers, and you're getting them, but you're not allowing yourself to get them and then get out of the situation that you got in that you needed it for. Does that make sense? I love you. Good night. They always do that to me. Throw me off. But it's okay. So you have to just like really tune in to, I just totally lost track of what I was saying. Either way, you know what I was saying. You know what I was saying. Okay. The dark days are over. Yes. Okay, so some things that you can do to help yourself really embrace this full moon energy and go into this new Aries, new spring energy. Obviously, it's something that we're told our whole lives, but spring cleaning, it really is a thing. And I'm not just talking about for your homes, which you really should do. Open the windows, clean out the dust, stir up the dust, clean out your space, make space for new. And not just in your space, in your heart, in your soul. That is what this full moon is all about. If we are holding on to space of the shitty things that we don't want in our lives, we do not have space for the good things. And full release will not come without complete and utter release, and understanding is never a part of the process. I'm going to say that one more time. Understanding is not a part of the process. We are not supposed to understand everything. We are only in control of how we feel, what we do, then what we are feeling, what we are putting out there. That is the only thing that you are in control of. That is the only thing that you can know. We have to release the want and the need to know everything about everything, because sometimes it's none of your fucking business. And that's not a part of what you need to heal from. So you're wasting time. Heal. Heal. Healing is not a fictional word, and it's not a medicinal word. That's good. Okay, spring clean. Yes, yes, yes. Go outside and feel the sun on your face. Celebrate new life and blessings and beginnings. This is the new year. Celebrate the old year. Have gratitude for it. The years before that too. But have so much excitement for the new life and the new beginnings that are coming. A story is Justin just went to go fishing like last week. I'm gonna take a drink. And he's walking in the woods. He's got a spot that he goes, and he was like walking on the sticks, and it's obviously very different looking than it is in the summertime when we go. And he was like, something just told me to like stop, look down, and he started like digging in the sticks and whatever. And he's telling me the story, and I'm like, and then he says, and I'm digging, and I'm like through the dirt and the sticks, and I move some stuff, and he says, guess what I see? And I'm like, what? He said, some buds of grass blades. Now this was like 2 weeks ago, a week ago. It was still very cold then. Spring had not sprung yet. We had not had our first 60-degree day. And he said, all I had to do was stop for a second and dig a little bit. And the sign of spring and the sign of growth and the sign of beginning was there. It's already growing. It's already growing inside of you. The seed that you're wanting to see bloom is growing. You just can't see it yet. Thank you, Jesus. Do not give up. Do not revert back. Do not allow learned behaviors and learned traumas, and just allow yourself to be. And if that's messy, if that's unperfect, if that's weird, if that's loud, if that's silly, do it. And do it loud. Do it proud. Excuse me. Okay, some journal prompts that you can have for this full moon in Virgo. So I am going to say them a little bit slow, and then I will comment them in the comments if I can. On my socials, I definitely will. So what are one or a few things that you are excited to see bloom or grow this spring? What are one or a few things that you're excited to see grow this upcoming spring, summer? So the first thing that came to my mind was, one, my business and my team, because 420 is coming and it's about to be explosive in my bank account. Sheesh. Okay. And then our garden. Oh, I'm so excited to have a garden again. Yes, I'm so excited to have a garden again. So that's really exciting for me. Next one. How can I connect more with my wild feminine energy? And if you're a man listening to this, you have feminine energy. Please reach out to me and let me talk to you a little bit more about that if that makes you feel weird. Okay? And a woman too, please. Feminine energy is being able to release, being able to just be forgiving, trusting. Um, what are you not allowing yourself to feel from what you were taught? And that stems back to like being emotional. A lot of boys and men are now, a lot of boys were raised that being weak is like crying and being emotional. And then now we have these men who walk around with not a single ounce of feminine energy inside of, well, not an ounce of feminine energy operating inside of them because in their mind it's weak. And that's a whole half of their being that's not being used. Or even us as girls, a lot of us are told like you don't have emotions or you're cold-hearted or this, that, and the other. That is something that was learned in your life, whether that was you would get in trouble or whatever it is, whatever it was. And you have to recognize those behaviors in order to break them. And I know that that's really hard, but if you were taught it, you can be taught something else, right? Yes. So how can you connect more with your wild feminine energy? Next one. How can I be more positive in the chaos? How can I allow myself to create more feelings of control in chaos? How can I be more positive in chaos? Next one, sorry. I forgive myself for fill in the blanks. I forgive myself for. Now, this can be something as big as not reaching out for help when I was being sexually abused, when I knew that I needed help. Or I forgive myself for being so fucking terrible to myself. I forgive myself for being a icky mom at some points when I was not in tune with myself and I was allowing anxiety and stuff like that to rule my life. I forgive myself for not being a good, you knew no different than what you knew at the time and you were operating with the skills that you had and you could not have operated or done different. It is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. Allow yourself to feel whatever it is. Some of us might not have even ever allowed ourselves to feel that before. Breathe it out. Allow yourself to forgive yourself. You knew no better. Thank you, universe. Yes. Okay. Now we're going to move into some affirmations. I release stress and worry with every breath. I release stress and worry with every breath. I am brave and always adaptable. I am brave and always adaptable. I am worthy of praise and recognition. I am worthy of praise and recognition. I am sorry for being so mean to myself. I am sorry for being so mean to myself. I call for peace within myself. I call for peace within myself. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I do have a chakra card. I pulled it right before I started this video. So chakra card, it is for our third plexus, solar plex, and it is for the freedom of choice. I have the freedom to choose, so I choose wisely because my decisions have a great impact on how I see myself and how I feel about myself. I own, accept, and express my feelings unreservedly and do not try to escape them with my own mind games. I have free will to choose how I respond to any situation, and I choose to respond with wisdom, clarity, and understanding. Oof. Gosh, my first card I pulled. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you stuck around, drop a flower or a sun in the comments. If you've gotten to my channel before, you know that I also do personal natal birth chart reading. So if you are interested in getting your own reading, please, please, please check the link in my bio. I'll drop it in the description of this video too. I just have a feeling that I want to kind of grab an intention card too. So I'm just kind of going to like the girl on TikTok, you know how she's like, oh, one dropped. This is what happened last time. I deserve time to recharge. I deserve time to recharge. What a beautiful way of ending. You are exactly where you need to be. You are connected. You are loved. This next season is going to be so explosively fire, amazing, abundant, success. It's going to blow their mind. It's going to blow their mind. Woo! And baby, you are so worthy of it. You've been working so hard, and it has not been for nothing. Okay. Thank you for watching. I love you so much. I love you so much. This is Sunshine Joe 420. Check me out, share. Let me know. All right. Bye, y'all.